And I forgot my water. That's just great. Oh, wait, I got it right here. Sweet.
Nice.
Okay. Um, let's see. Matt Corral. Let me use Tankathon. What, you got any? Yeah, we'll do that real quick.
Johnny, what?
Stats on him. I got the main ones, but
Yeah, I got the ESPN site that I go to for both of them.
all right.
Saw a crazy mock draft today that had Matt Corral go into the Falcons.
Good God! No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, it had Malik Willis as the fourth quarterback taken. I was like, that is weird. Or no, third quarterback taken.
No
Because
way.
the first quarterback was Kenny Pickett to the.
What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
Oh my God! Yeah, it is, man.
Oh, for
Definitely
sure.
the wild one, dude. It's like all the owners decide to play fantasy football this offseason and start trading left and right, man.
All right, we're not even done yet. Now you got all these receivers who want to go other places.
We will get to that.
I know.
We will get to that. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I can't even think of well, I don't know. But no, it's been a crazy week. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we were getting over the loss of family, and then I went skydiving on Saturday. How was your Easter, dude?
Oh, Easter was good. Just hung out with the family.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Jimmy, how was yours? No, but
me
yeah,
too.
Saturday.
Me too.
Saturday we went skydiving, and it was pretty fun, man. And then Sunday, Easter, we hung out with the family. Sandy made her first cookies from scratch.
She never made cookies from scratch.
From scratch, no. She normally does the package, and then I was like, "All right, yeah, I know." Like,
Hey,
when it comes to the
that's
kitchen, I'm the one in the kitchen. All right,
Gotcha.
the one in the kitchen. I'll tell her to go f off out of the kitchen. The kitchen's mine. Yes. Yeah, dude. His Easter was good. Hell yeah. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
We also
NBA
watched
playoffs. Yeah. That's what's up.
Suns, where we're from, #1 record.
Yeah, Arizona right now for sure. All right. So we haven't really started. We're just BSing right now, Jimmy. But I have a new love for the Coyotes and the D-backs. Okay, I have been watching for the last 2-3 weeks, and I know this is bad to say, but I love the D-backs and love the Coyotes because they have been earning me money. Because I have been betting against the teams that they are playing. Okay. Except for when the D-backs go on road games. Like, I think right now they're playing, and I think they're like 11-0 against the Washington Nationals right now.
Yeah, they're killing them.
I have been putting parlays against the Coyotes because they suck so bad. I've been putting parlays of 4 goals or higher, 3 goals or higher, with a certain like forward or center to score at least anytime goal, and at least for that team to win. And I've been banking on it. So, as long as Coyotes are still winning or losing, I'm happy. And I know that's bad to say because I'm a Coyotes fan, but when your team sucks for 19 years, okay, you kind of just accept it.
Hey, they were saying the Coyotes GM could be up for your executive of the year because going into this year, his plan was to suck, and he succeeded in that.
Well, he's doing a bang of a job. And guess what? Like I said, I have a new love for the Coyotes. I've been betting against them. Every new team that they play, I've been betting on that team against them, and I've been winning. Look, our starting goalie, I can't even pronounce his name. It starts with a V. Number 7, he sucks. He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. That's how bad he sucks. I don't know. But Jimmy, I am so pumped for the draft. It is coming soon, man.
8 days.
1 week away in a day.
Mm-hmm.
So sweet, And By the way, Katie just has the worst game we call ever seen. Really. So I'm not watching right now.
Yeah, I'm not watching today either.
So but yeah, dude. All right. So good Easter, good all around. Were you out of town last week or something?
Yeah, I was in Vegas.
Feeling under the weather?
And I got sick.
Oh, COVID or just
No, hungover.
Oh my gosh!
I got
obliterated.
obliterated. I don't even
And
remember
you know,
getting back.
and you know what's
I don't
bad?
even remember getting back to the hotel room on Tuesday night.
You didn't even tell me. I had to find out through Braden.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, this guy. I'm like, all right, well, fine. I'm just gonna go on by myself. Didn't even tell me about it. But hey, you know, whatever.
I was in and out of consciousness.
It was a good sick. You got plastered.
Hey, I was the one person who watched the whole show with you. So that was me, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I was like, I can't be on, but I'll at least watch it.
I noticed I had one viewer the whole time. I was like, it wasn't Tank because they're doing their show right now. They're doing their movie review. So, you know.
Yeah, at the end, you were like, I just want to thank that one person who watched the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, that was me.
Honestly, I was just going to do the QB reviews, Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett. And I was going to stop.
Okay. That's fine.
I was.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? Let's just do a mock draft.
Yeah, that was cool though. I like the whole setup for that mock draft.
And yeah, and I'm surprised where they landed. So now I'm look, whenever I get the time, whenever somehow I get the time, I'm going to edit that and put out the little mini videos that I normally do with the QBs. Mm-hmm. I just got a new computer and it's an Omen. I'm excited for it. Tank actually helped me pick it out, kind of, sort of.
Oh, nice.
It was on sale, so I was like, dude,
I can't go wrong there.
No, I'm gonna be rendering a lot more quicker videos now. I'm not be sitting there for hours. Hey, dude.
I was thinking next week we could do it again with maybe Braden will get on and we'll do that thing where we each pick our teams, or you give us our teams.
I want to do that. We have to do it at least with somebody. I'll probably do it Sunday. I know you won't there because you don't wake up for shit. You have to have like coffee and shoots 2 shots of whiskey and I don't know, like wake your.
I could be up this Sunday for it if that's what the plan is. We
are probably going to do that.
Okay, I'll be there.
And then Braden, since at least you weren't able to walk back to the room.
There was issues with some of the other people that were with me.
Oh my god! Well, hold on. I've been there. The last time we went to Vegas, I had to carry you a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then here's the famous joke of the sports bar. And Jimmy, I don't know if you so last time we were in Vegas, and you know the story because Braden might know it too. But it was the old strip, old Las Vegas Boulevard, Fairmont. Yeah, thank you. And we go to the D, right? Was it?
Yeah, but it was something. Yeah, it was like a huge 2-story bar.
Yeah, it was the D. So you had the entryway to all the casinos or whatnot, and then you go upstairs, and it was a really chill area. I think we took some Irish car bombs.
Oh yeah,
up there, and then I was gambling. You went to the bathroom. You came back, and your hands are on your hip, and you're watching me play, and then you go, "Oh, what's that over there?" It's a bar. I'm like, yes, Mark, it's a bar. They got TVs.
Yeah,
sports on it. I'm like, yes, Mark, that is what we call a sports bar. And you're like, oh yeah. I was like, dude, you're so drunk and so off. I was like, all right, dude, you're cut off. But we didn't because I think we slammed more Irish car bombs and drank 2-3 more beers after that, and then your cousin went up there, or your sister, I don't know, you had your whole family up there, and they went up there, and then we all started drinking, and that night was just,
I do remember eating cold pizza while we went to check out the Welcome to Las Vegas sign.
Hey, that was some bomb pizza though,
wasn't it?
That is the best pizza is at 2 or 3 in the morning, all right, maybe 4 depending on where you go. It's the best food you'll ever taste because you'll remember it. And then if you don't, well, hopefully you'll find it in the toilet. I don't know. But it is usually if you still remember that and you're going through the night, that's probably the best pizza there, or the best food that you'll actually have. Denny's, with Waffle House. Hey, good times. All right, let's get this started. I have everything that I need, and we're going to half-ass it, kind of. And yeah, let's start the show. Let's talk about some football, man. So
Let's do it.
let me find it real quick, because all this is going to be edited out. There it is. Let's do that again. Braden's comment was there. All right. Welcome to another episode of Dynasty Pylon. My name is Martin. I'm here with my good friend Mark. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, back. Good to be back. It's been a while.
Doing new news here. So today the big news, I guess, not really big news in our eyes, kind of. I mean, for me, I'm kind of excited. But if you play Dynasty, this would probably be very exciting for all of you Brandon Ayuk owners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there's a very good potential, maybe not. There is not. But go ahead. Tell us what you heard. We're all thinking of it. If you haven't heard of it, well, Mark's about to go ahead and lay it out.
Deebo. Why do I keep saying Dabo? God, Deebo Samuel has formally requested a trade from the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
I guess they were lacking on their contract offers, and he took the silence as a snub, so he wants out now.
Yes. But then I guess they were saying that they tried to work with him, but he kind of didn't communicate the right way or something. He wanted the overall best money there was. He also doesn't want as many reps.
I was gonna say that was the thing I heard too, was he doesn't want to be used as a running back as often anymore either.
Right. I mean, you know, he's a smart guy.
I don't blame him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're only depleting your career further and further down the hole. Like, running backs don't last, and we've said this multiple times. Running backs are good for about 5 years, and then they're done. And that's just the way it is. That's the way it runs. This is why running backs is a very hard position to. It's hard to come by, especially when you're playing the game of Dynasty. You don't know. You have to keep your running backs for a couple of years, and then think about, do I need to start drafting another one? So it's very difficult. But yeah, Deebo was used pretty much as a running back, as a receiver. The man can do it all. But the only issue is our guy in the chair, Braden, actually said this today in our league chat. Wherever he goes, they might end up using him the same way because they know what he can do. Yeah. But you know, that's also the big theory, like what's gonna happen. So what do you think ultimately about this? Like, do you think what's your first thoughts, like, honestly, besides what we just said? Like, moving or not moving?
The first thought I had was this is seemingly becoming like a big trend in the NFL, because I mean, you look at Devontae Adams, like he wanted out, gone. Like, this isn't something new, so I wasn't 100% like shocked by it, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where he's. I keep hearing Philly. Philly is his spot.
I would hate that.
I would hate that too.
At the same time, I can see it. Oddly enough.
Yeah.
Didn't you mention Minnesota earlier too?
Minnesota.
I thought you said Minnesota. When we first talking offline or something like that. Minnesota, I think, was one of them. I don't know why. Or maybe I'm thinking about. But I don't think it would. I think it'd be kind of, unless he's going to replace Thielen here soon. I know Thielen's kind of like on the back end here, but I don't think it's going to be anything relevant to what we'll see. I don't see why he would go there.
But even if you
But
replace Thielen, they would still have to pay Jefferson like even more money than they would pay Deebo. It just doesn't make
right,
sense for him.
coming
So
on
that,
his
yeah,
after his rookie year, yeah.
that's why a lot of these fan pages that I follow for Washington are saying, "Let's get Deebo," and I'm like, "That's the stupidest thing we could ever do. We
That's
already
all
have
32
we
teams.
we already have one receiver that we have to pay next year. Now you want to bring in another one?"
Yeah, there he is. So Braden,
Jets.
the Jets, the Packers, the Chiefs, and the Lions. I did hear Lions, and
Lions
I
would be
actually can see the Lions. He would ultimately be their pest guy. Pretty
imagine him
much.
with St. Brown. Oof, that'd be scary.
No, yeah, and then Equanimous is not Equanimous. Wow, it's the wrong guy. That's his brother. Quintus Cephas should come back. Very good, decent, solid wide receiver slot guy. He would be a good fit there. Jared Goff, I think would be relevant. I think I don't see. It's really hard to tell if they take a QB in the first, their first pick, or if they wait till later rounds. It's very interesting if they go to the Lions. If he does go to Lions, that would be very interesting because they would be stacked at weapons. And then if they draft a Burks or London or Olave or any of those guys, I'm trying to think of the other guy. So there's three big ones. I can't even think. I had a brain for it. It's London, Burks, and another one that's
Garrett
top.
Wilson.
Yes, thank you. There you go. That guy. Thanks.
No problem.
Any one of those guys would easily be like, the main receiver there, unless they get Deebo, and be number 2, and then St. Brown. It would be a 3-headed monster.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, if Deebo went to Lions, and with St. Brown, and if they were to get Drake London,
and then you had T.J. Hawkinson.
Oof. Yeah, but Drake London would be that big target who is and Drake London. I see him as a tight end / receiver. He's big, he fights for yards, and he could catch. Like he's a mix. He's a mix between both. It wouldn't surprise me if Drake London later in his career, as he gets older, kind of converts into a tight end. I can see that, but it's still early. We're not even. He hasn't been even drafted yet, but I'm just saying in his body style, he's a big dude. Chiefs. I don't see that happening. I mean, this is just what Braden is what he's hearing, what he's bringing up to us. He's been on the show. He's our guy in the chair. Couldn't make it today, but it's all good. He had a business going on, so. But the Chiefs, I don't see it either.
That's a hard sell for me too.
I think it would be money wise on why they would do that. Packers, I can see.
Well,
But I don't think Deebo would want to go there. Though.
They just had Tyreek. So they just had Tyreek Hill, and they didn't want to pay him. So
right, and Packers would be a perfect fit. However, I don't think Deebo would want to go there.
I think the better thing for the Chiefs would be to trade up in the draft and get one of those receivers.
I think so. I mean, they have a couple first in the first round, so I think they're gonna. One of those guys is definitely gonna go to the Chiefs. One of those good rookie receivers. One of those top 3, 4, 5 guys. And the Jets, if he goes there, Jesus, he's gonna be a monster. Fantasy wise, fantasy purpose, he's gonna be a monster. Are we gonna like the pick? Probably not, because it's the Jets. No one likes the Jets unless your name is Fredo. But no. I don't think so. There's no way. But I mean, these are very interesting teams from what's been pulled up and what the word is. But again,
Packers, I could totally see though.
Right, but I just don't like it. I don't like it. I see it. I just don't like it. Like me personally, like I don't like it. If he goes there, good for you. I mean, if you have Deebo Samuel on your fantasy team, your dynasty team,
I mean, I
freaking
got to
wheels up,
imagine
bro.
the numbers are going to be through the
Wheels
roof.
up, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's crazy to see that, how much, and again, we've said this before, how one individually player can just change the whole outlook, because now this is going to be a thing where if they trade him during the draft, or if they don't trade him during the draft, or if he doesn't even go anywhere at all, maybe this is a sign that maybe Trey Lance isn't as good as what we think he is. And Deebo sees this. And he doesn't want to deal with that. I don't know. I really, there's a little bit more to it, and I'm not convinced on what we're hearing is all of it.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I heard some rumblings about him not wanting to play with Trey Lance. I heard he didn't want to be overused. Like, he feels like he's being overused. And I don't blame him for that, because like we were saying earlier, like, you want to make money in this league, you got to be on the field. And the more hits you take, the less you'll be on the field.
Exactly. So
especially like you said, running backs with their shelf life of 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. And I love running backs. It's like my second favorite position on the field. I love running backs. I love watching the way they play, what they do. They're just the most athletic people on that field, in my opinion.
I totally agree.
And then no one's more athletic than them. But then my first favorite is the linebackers, just because they're supposed to be the monsters of the defense and the captain's defense, and they make some nasty plays. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. There's nothing like crazy. I mean, other than Vinny Curry getting re-signed by the Jets for IDP out there, which is pretty much not important now, I guess. Not really anything. If you're in a deep league, sweet. If not, then it's probably not relevant. I know in our league he's probably not going to be relevant. Maybe now that we have a second D lineman spot, maybe. Which I'm excited for. I like the versatility that we're going to bring in this season with the second defensive line spot there. So I'm still waiting on Micah Parsons getting that DL eligibility.
Oh, it'll happen.
I'm waiting, bro.
Yeah,
I'm waiting because
scary ass defense when that happens.
Oh, dude, because I will have a scary defense.
Yeah. Freaking Myles Garrett, freaking Micah Parsons in your defensive line spots, and running 2 other linebackers. No,
Bobby, Jeremy Chin.
Yeah.
If that happens, I will try and get one of these top defensive players that are getting drafted with one of my higher picks potentially. Taxi squad his ass. I don't know, do something, but I have a feeling I'll probably end up doing that if that happens. But if it doesn't happen, then we'll see. A lot it can change from here on there. Knees can get blown out from there, God forbid, but it happens. As we saw, like 3 running backs before the season even went out. 3 ACLs went out, and goodbye their knees. So yeah. All right. Anyway, today we are doing Matt Corral and Desmond Ridder. So, what do you know about these guys? Anything else?
I really like Desmond Ridder. I think he might be the best quarterback in this whole draft, to be honest.
Really?
I do.
Interesting. Very interesting. Why? Desmond Ridder over all of the other 5. Interesting.
Yeah. I think he's... Well, first off, he's the tallest.
Okay.
He's the only one, I think, who breaks 6 foot. Or no, Sam Howell. Sam Howell's only 6 foot, right? I think the other 3 that including the one today are all, because I think, or what's Malik?
Sam Howell is 6 foot 6'1", yeah.
And then I know Matt Corral's only 6 foot.
Let me get his stats up real quick. I'm using Tankathon. It's a good source. You haven't seen it. It's not always updated to the best, but I mean it's a good source calling the future college players that are coming out. I like using it. But there's other ones that I use, but this is kind of one of my favorites up there. The only issue with them is their stats are a little bit slower, but it's always nice to see future rookies come in through Tankathon. But good overall. Anyways, so here we have his stats. Go ahead and talk more about like why you think he's gonna be this good.
I don't know, just the film I've seen on him, like the way he throws the ball, like I don't know, he just seems like an NFL quarterback to me.
Okay.
And like I don't know, you see what he did with Cincinnati. Like all he's done is win wherever he goes. I mean, I know he lost in the college playoffs, but that was actually a lot more competitive game than I thought it was going to be. So
okay, I disagree hard. I don't think he's gonna be. Easily he can be. These guys aren't that far apart. They all have different attributes and different things that can show why they can be number one. But as you can see here, in his 4 years of playing at Cincinnati, he hit about 10,000 yards of passing, and not much of a I don't know. He hit 2,000 yards of rushing through his 4 years. So as a QB, I would consider that okay. Not entirely, like we're talking Malik Willis or anything like that, but I mean, still good. Out of the 4 years, I mean, some of the guys they hit like 1,000, but that's also running backs as well. But not too bad. So played almost every game. So let's see. As we see here, 10,239 yards, passing yards total, 87 touchdowns, and it seems like he was a starter almost every game. I don't see any depleted games. It looked like maybe 2020 he got hurt a couple of games.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
But that's what I have. And then rushing 28 touchdowns. So a bit of a rusher, but not anything like extravagant that I would see compared to like Malik Willis. I mean, he had about 2,000 as well, but it's I don't see it translating into the NFL. It can. I think
he benefits also from being. I think he could get taken by like a team that's already kind of good, and then he can sit behind someone. Like whether he could go to the Saints and sit behind, Jameis Winston for a year and then take over, or I don't know. I can't think of any other. I don't know. Maybe even the Buccaneers if they're not sold on Trask.
Yeah.
Sit behind Tom Brady.
That's true.
Because I don't think he's as highly touted as some of the other ones, so he has a chance to go to like a better team, I think, in like the second round, maybe first, depending on how high people are on him.
That's not bad. Let's pull up some video here. Let's watch this real quick while we talk about him. I definitely second round for sure. People were saying potentially first. I mean, you're not the only one I've heard that's been saying that. So
yeah.
Let me see where he's potentially ranked at and where he's gonna go. But go ahead and that's not a bad.
I know there was a lot of mock drafts that had like Washington looking at him in our second round. But now what I keep hearing is he's not going to be around that long now. Like he's skyrocketing, I guess, stock wise. Like I don't think he's going to get up to like the top 10 or anything like that. But
why do you think that is though?
Like why is he skyrocketing?
Yeah, just curious.
I don't know. I got maybe his interviews from the combine. Didn't he just have his pro day?
Yeah,
not too long ago. I think the pro day was really good.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe people are just like finally looking at his film and they're like, "Oh, maybe this guy isn't as bad as we thought he was."
Right.
Same thing happened with like Malik Willis, except for earlier in the process, where people were like, "Who's this Malik Willis guy?" I didn't even know who he was until the season ended. I'm not gonna lie.
That's true. I remember you coming up to me.
I was like, "Who's Malik Willis?" Yeah,
you didn't even actually find out about Malik Willis until what's his face, Mel Kiper started tweeting it out, right?
A lot of people. Well, it wasn't until it was like after the regular season in the NFL ended, and people were starting to do their mock drafts, like for the top 10, top 15 picks for like teams who weren't in the playoffs and stuff. And a lot of people were like, Malik Willis to the Washington team, Malik Willis to the Washington team.
I just and you know what? I don't see like, that. I mean,
Malik Willis? Well, no, I don't think we're getting a quarterback at all now.
No, well, no, I don't think so. I think you guys are going to probably go the year with Wentz and then figure it out next year. And it's fine because the next year's QBs are a little bit better, anyways. But here we're watching Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati. You know, he's a rusher, but I feel like
okay. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Last week when you were showing footage, I stopped there and for like a half a second, I was like, Malik Willis is a left-hander? And then I was like, oh no, he flipped it.
Okay, so so if you're watching, I flipped it.
While. I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting there like,
so I flipped it so we don't get issues with monetizing and
it hit me
copyrights
after a couple minutes,
and stuff.
But I'm sitting there watching it.
So no, good point. For those who are watching it, and maybe they didn't even nobody commented. You didn't comment.
I know I was gonna comment, but I was just I don't know. I was out of it.
So yes, it's gonna show he's not a left-handed guy. He's a right-handed guy. I just flip it. Thanks to Tank.
Yeah. When I realized that though, I was like, oh wait, he flips it, so it'll make it.
So we don't get tagged.
Literally for a good 2 minutes, I was like, he throws left-handed.
Honestly, and I think because there's no actual college CBS thing, I think I can get away with it here. But I'm not even gonna risk it, to be honest.
No, it's fine. But yeah, it was like a couple of minutes went by, and I was like, "Oh wait, he flipped it," so that'll change the way because it looks so fluid. It literally looks like he's throwing.
Yeah. No, it's and if you notice, all the symbols and everything are backwards. And I'm usually the other videos that we get
right there, little window made it. I'm just watching the video. I don't know. He looks like a solid quarterback to me.
He's just to me, he's gonna be a developmental quarterback.
Oh, and I completely agree. I think every quarterback in this draft, like you said last week, every quarterback should not be playing. Like there are no quarterbacks that should be playing week 1 in this draft.
and the thing is, there's gonna be one or two of them that.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I don't think so. Well, I mean, they backed off of it, but I don't know if you saw Ben McAdoo came out and said Sam Darnold's our guy. And then the next day, all the backlash, and he's like, okay, maybe he's not our guy. That made me laugh. I was like, wow, he came back real quick on that. I think if the Panthers take a quarterback, Sam Darnold will still be thrown out there week 1.
I think so.
I think Seattle, Drew Lock. Apparently, Pete Carroll really likes Drew Lock. So I think Drew Lock will be the starter.
Which is crazy. I don't see that.
Detroit, if they get a guy, I think Jared Goff gets thrown out there. I heard the Saints possibly, even if the Steelers draft a quarterback, I think Trubisky will still ultimately be the guy starting off. So I think the teams that are looking at quarterbacks for this draft are set up that none of these guys will be playing week 1.
I would hope so. I would hope not, and that's good to hear as well from I'm just looking at these QBs. I do like Malik Willis.
I like Malik Willis too.
I see very good potential that if he can fix some minor things, he can be, in the game for a very long time. And, easily one of these guys if they get molded the right way. But here's the thing, people are like, oh yeah, you get the right guy and you could mold them, but we move on from guys so quickly. Look at Jordan Love. He hasn't even really played, and he's, his preseason games, and we've moved on. The world's moved on.
No, Desmond Ridder reminds me of. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
you do it all the time. It's fine.
He reminds me of Josh Allen, to be honest. The way he moves in the pocket, yeah. The way his pocket presence, the way he's looking to pass, but then he'll run it if he needs to, kind of like how Allen is.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of Josh Allen when I'm watching these highlights. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
He even kind of runs like him.
What Josh would do. That is
Right?
exactly what Josh would do.
I know.
But, I mean, again, Josh Allen is Josh Allen. That's our boy.
But, I mean, even Josh Allen, even though I think he did start right away, he still needed 2 years before he took off.
He's not going to be no Josh Allen. Josh Allen is Josh Allen.
No, I know. Josh Allen's Josh Allen.
So, on top of that, though, now that we brought him up, Josh Allen is arguably now a QB number 1 now. Due to the loss of Tyreek Hill. But there is an argument where Andy Reid, I like to say that Andy Reid is a very smart coach. He's probably not, if not the best, smartest coach in the game. And I think that he will work with what he has and somehow make it work in their favor. But yeah.
Oh, I agree. I think Mahomes will still be up there, but I think you're right. I think Josh Allen will be the first QB off the board in almost every redraft.
Yeah.
League.
So, I don't know what happened to my page here. Apparently it's got disconnected, but just I'm looking at other things here, but kind of worried me because I'm looking at other pages like info that I kind of look at.
Why
and
was
disconnected? Say what?
They just showed him handing the ball off at the goal line. I was trying to figure out why that was in there.
I guess. All right, so Kenny Pickett could potentially. He's expected to go in probably the first round towards the end. Now I'm gonna say who I
saw. Kenny Pickett was going 6 to Carolina. So
6.
Then Coral.
Well, I'm saying first round. No, I'm saying first round, like overall.
Oh, I thought you were saying like late first round, though.
I mean, potentially, that's a good possibility. I think he will, but there has been where he goes like early as hell. But I think if I'm looking at Desmond Ridder, I honestly think that he could probably land. Oh God. Can Tennessee be a team that where he lands behind and then kind of?
Oh, that would be a nice fit for him too.
I think if he lands in Tennessee, I think that's where I think Desmond Ridder could end up there.
They would have to take him in the first round though, because I don't think he'll be there for their second round
no
pick.
Way.
Unless they trade up. Unless they trade up with their second pick.
Yeah,
there's no way he would fall that late in the second. I don't think.
Both of these guys, honestly, we're going to talk about Matt Corral here as soon as. As a matter of fact, let's jump into that. Like, let's just get a few more plays here. This video's pretty much done. But are you convinced on what you like about him?
I like what I see. I think he has great. Like every time he's in, like if you watch his feet, he's never like complacent. He's always like you always see his feet like this, and that's what you want to see. Like you never want to see him just like flat-footed.
Yeah, he's on his toes.
Yeah, he's like always like moving. So
here's my thing. What I think
he has great accuracy on the run. Like look at that pass right there.
Yeah. Here's what my overall. He's not going to be your league winner. I don't think he will. I think he's going to be a Kirk Cousins, maybe higher with the running. He's going to be mixed between Kirk Cousins and Jalen Hurts because his running aspect's going to save him, but this guy doesn't do deep throws. We're watching the whole time. I don't think he did any deep throws, and if they did do a deep throw, they were like rainbows.
Yeah.
So he's very accurate, and I think he's going to be in the middle of the field. He'll get you all the way there, but it's not going to take him 8 plays.
Go. There's a deep throw. That's like 40 yards in the air. Oh, nice. Is that him catching the ball? Yep.
Yeah.
Philly special.
Yeah. I just don't see him doing many deep ones.
I don't know if I'm digging that like Baker Mayfield-esque celebration. I've seen him do it like, oh.
All right, well, that's Desmond Ridder. Not bad overall. Okay.
So he can run. Obviously, I don't think he's going to be as successful a runner in the next level because obviously they're going to be bigger, faster guys.
Yeah,
but I think he's shown more than capable. That he's more than capable of being a mobile quarterback, at least.
Okay, I mean that's not bad.
And I think in today's NFL, that's almost a must at this point. I don't know if anybody's a true
being a mobile quarterback somehow, some way.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's a true drop back passer anymore these days.
They're still trying to make that. I know. Well, let's take Kenny Pickett. He doesn't rush for crap.
Well, I guess Tom Brady's still playing, but
Rodgers doesn't really run either. He does when he has to, but when he does run, they're like 20 yards, which I still don't know how they teams allow that old man to run downfield. But yeah, you're right.
I think if Tom Brady finally does retire, I think that's literally the last. I mean, maybe Kirk Cousins, I guess you could say, is a pocket passer, but he's not like throwing up exceptional numbers,
Yeah.
Pretty soon, when the days of like Peyton Manning and Drew Brees and Tom Brady, like I don't think there's going to be quarterbacks like that anymore, just because the way the game is played is different.
The D linemen are faster, bigger, stronger, and it's going to take a little bit more for them to, get away from that pass rusher. All right, so moving on. Matt Corral out of Ole Miss. He's 6'1", 205. And he's a high prospect. I'm not too big on him. He's not a big rusher like Ritter is, but he still can move the ball with his legs if he needs to. As you can see here, 18 total rushing touchdowns as his 4 years there at Ole Miss. 1,300 yards as a rusher, and then his passing is 8,200. So I mean, it's not bad. Again, I view these guys almost the same without the rushing. Where Ritter, if I were to pick between these two guys, I would pick Ritter over Corral, but that's just me. I think Ritter would probably be number 3 in this draft class. How do you feel about Matt Corral and
Well, it's funny because during the season, like the college season, all you ever heard was Matt Corral is going to be the number 1 quarterback in this draft. Matt Corral, like that was it. And then he got hurt in his bowl game, and then ever since then, he just sort of disappeared.
Yeah. It was just, but he's still a good player though.
Oh, I think so.
Again, another guy he's gonna be there. He'll be ready to go when if he sits out a year. Do I see him being week 1 starter? God, no. Desmond Ridder, no. Like again, I said this last week, and I'm saying it again. None of these guys are week 1 starters. There's no way.
I don't. I agree 100% with that.
So with that being said, can we see Matt Corral going to maybe the Giants?
Could. They have 2 picks in the top 10.
Does he go first round? Is the real question. Do you think he goes first round?
I think, honestly, to me, it depends on what 3 teams do in the top 10.
Okay.
Depends on what the Panthers, the Falcons, and the Seahawks do. All right. If they all take quarterbacks, then I think Corral will be one of those quarterbacks taken. If only one of them takes a quarterback, then I think you will see Ritter, maybe Corral. Like they will probably get pushed to the 2nd round.
Okay.
Unless the Steelers maybe come up and the Saints.
Okay. I agree. Kind of depends on what happens, where he goes.
Yeah, it just depends on what those teams do, because I feel like most teams are set at quarterback, to be honest. Well, Detroit too. I guess you could throw them in there. But
Yeah.
See, that's the thing though with Detroit though, with that 32 pick that they have, that could very well be one of the quarterbacks because they'll get them an extra year of availability with them.
Yeah.
Because anybody drafted in the first round gets 5-year contract.
It might be Matt Corral. Who knows?
So it could be. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Willis will be there at 32.
Oh God, no! I think he'll be gone. If anything, I think the Steelers won't let Willis fly.
But I think Corral or Ritter could be there, and either one could be a good pickup for him.
Okay.
Unless they want to be like what I think some teams should do, like the Falcons. When I saw them with that mock draft with Matt Corral, I was like, "What are you doing? Like, get a position player and wait till next year to get your quarterback."
And that's what I hope they do. I really hope they do
too. Yeah, I hope that's
with this Mariota sign. I really hope that the Falcons actually be smart about it. Don't put all your eggs in one basket on the new rookie coming in. We banked on Matt Ryan. We did this, 14, 15 years ago. The team was set up for him. I hope we set the team up again to bring in the new guy. And I think now is not the time because we are sucking everywhere, man. It's my apologies if it's a little choppy.
That's good.
Is it still good though?
Yeah.
Ish. All right. But
there's a deep throw. Dang. Look at that.
I missed it. I missed it.
Put it right in the money.
I have to rewind it. Oh. I gotta see this. Is this it right here?
It's gonna come up like right after this.
That's very deep right there.
Yeah, I think it's this one.
Oh damn.
Yeah, look at it. Oh, like literally.
Oh, damn. That was a good throw.
Yeah. So he doesn't run often, but he shows that he can run, so that's good.
Oh.
I just think the biggest thing for him is I don't remember what injury he had, but I think it's just going to be his injury.
Yeah, I heard about that too. One of these guys. I can't remember which one it was. Is it the reason why he didn't do his pro days and why, or he didn't do his combine or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't do the combine. I might have done his pro day, which is why a lot of people are talking about him now all of a sudden. But I know that's why he wasn't at the combine. He was nursing his injury.
Yeah. Actually, let me move that up. Got this little CBS symbol there. Which is funny is we don't get in trouble for a backwards CBS, but the symbol might actually flag it. So let's just move that up. Stupid monetizing. But I mean, overall, this guy's my least favorite coming in. In order of ranking, and look, my favorite QB is coming out next week. Well, we're going to review his next week. Not coming out, but I would say Sam Howell is still my number one. Now, I know people people are like really down on him and whatnot, but thank you, Brady. Injury on his ankle.
So is his ankle. Okay. Well, you can see why people are worried about him there.
Yeah. He's kind of a bit of a rusher, too. But not like Malik Willis or anything, or Ritter or anything.
So if you rank all 5 of the quarterbacks, you have Sam Howell number 1?
I still like him, dude. I still like Sam Howell. I really do.
I'm not saying I like him too, but I don't know if I'd rank him number 1.
I think he's more ready than the other guys. That's just me, okay? And I could be absolutely crazy and bonkers for this, and I don't care what to say. But if
there's warranty for that, because I mean, you look at how many people around him are already not just in the NFL, but are making a name for themselves in the NFL.
Yeah,
he had Antonio Gibson as a receiver. He had Javonte Williams and Michael Carter as running backs.
Yeah. And well, he didn't have Gibson. Gibson went to Memphis.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, Memphis. My bad.
No, but he had St. Brown as his main.
That's
not St. But he had weapons, man. And this is the 1 year where he didn't have weapons. And I keep saying this, that they just took everything away from him. And how is he supposed to produce? All right, and here's Here's why, and I'm going to say this again next week. Here's why I think he still is my number one. The level of competition, and that's all. The level of competition. I know this. I know we're going to say that. I'm going to say that, repeat myself again. So if you miss out next week, I'm saying it now. The level of competition at Liberty isn't North Carolina. The level at Pittsburgh is not North Carolina. Ole Miss is close to North Carolina, and Cincinnati is close to North Carolina. But I think that because Matt Corral and Desmond Ridder had better weapons at the time, or had easier schedules, Sam Howell didn't have that.
Matt Corral is playing like Alabama every year.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I feel like
you're gonna go schedule. You got to give Matt Corral the hardest schedule. I will give Sam Howell the second hardest compared to Malik Willis and Desmond Ridder for sure.
Yeah,
and Kenny Pickett.
I still like. He's still my number one guy.
I think Kenny Pickett isn't Pittsburgh in the ACC. Are they not?
I believe so. Yes.
Is. So technically, him and Sam Howell would have the same. That's my one knock on Desmond Ridder, though. Is like you compare the like we just compared the stats of Matt Corral and Desmond Ridder, and they were almost like identical. I was looking at that earlier. I was like getting ready, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "These stats are eerily similar."
Yeah,
they had just about the same amount of attempts, same amount of passing yards. I think Ridder had 10 more touchdowns, but had more interceptions. But when I saw that, the only thing that kind of drew my thing about Desmond Ridder was, well, Matt Corral did that against the SEC, which is the hardest conference in college football,
right?
Whereas he did it with whatever division. Since I don't even know what division Cincinnati's in.
And Josh Allen did have tough competition in college, and look at him.
That's why Desmond Ridder reminds me of Josh Allen too.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, look, we can always be wrong. We can always be right about certain things. I mean, I know right now.
Too.
Yeah. No. Easy.
He went to school like Wyoming, probably Liberty, wherever that is.
Yeah. And then arguably, Josh Allen is going to be the outlier. The reason why all these QBs, we all have these hopes for these QBs is because of Josh Allen right there.
Mm-hmm.
He set this new standard of a QB where they said, oh, he's not going to perform in the next level. He's not going to do great. I remember all that. I remember kind of being a little butthurt about it because I liked him in Wyoming. He was one of my favorites. But again, I remember you remember me as how high I was on Josh Allen. And this is I got him in a redraft league, and no one even knew who he was.
The only reason you were able to get Dak in him was because I don't think people even knew who he was when we were doing our Dynasty draft.
No, in the Dynasty one, yeah, probably about 50% of the guys didn't even know who he was either. But he was one of my main targets, and I'm so glad that it panned out for me. But again, I still think where can he land? Where can Corral land? I mentioned Kenny Pickett potentially being maybe what I say, Tennessee.
You said Desmond Ridder, Tennessee.
Desmond Ridder, Tennessee. Corral can end up there too.
It could. I think maybe Pittsburgh. Might not
maybe.
Be bad.
I think they'll probably end up grabbing someone else before that.
I know that they really like Kenny Pickett though.
Yeah, I think Kenny Pickett will probably end up going there. But let's go earlier, and I think maybe potentially, like you said, maybe Buccaneers, right? Earlier for Ridder.
Yeah.
Corral can end up being there. These guys can go the 26th and the 27th. It could be Ridder, Corral, or Corral, Ridder, and it could be Tennessee, Buccaneers, Tennessee. I don't know, but I think somewhere
or if they like Trask, they don't
area.
Get him, he could fall to one of them. Could fall to Detroit, sitting there at 32.
Right. But yeah, but I think it might end up if Sam Howell ends up in Detroit, man. Dude, I'll be happy.
If he ends up in Detroit and they get Deebo, that would be nuts.
Yeah. We'll see. I think Deebo stays.
I wouldn't be shocked. But speaking of Deebo and that, I don't know if I just have the worst luck when it comes to quarterbacks, but I don't know if you heard of what Kyler Murray's agent was saying.
No.
He's due to make $5.5 million, and his agent came out and said Kyler Murray will not be playing football for that much money. And the Cardinals are like, well, you still have 2 years on your contract, so we're not going to negotiate with you. And I'm like, oh my God. Swear to God, if I have a quarterback who doesn't play again, I'm going to be so angry.
Murray will be somewhere.
No, that's what they said, but they said he could get traded. A lot of people were talking, I think, 1 first round and Zach Wilson. I was like, I don't want Kyler Murray playing for the Jets.
Well, how do you think how Braden's going to feel if Zach Wilson's his QB? Freaking Cardinals.
I don't know. It's just what I was hearing. But what Kyler Murray's asking for, though, isn't unheard of. Like, the Bills did it with Josh Allen. They were like, you're our quarterback. You have 2 years left. We're going to just nail you down now.
No, so I feel like kind of a smart move to do.
So I think he's feeling slighted right now because they're like, do you not view me as like your long-term answer at quarterback?
Yeah, no, that's very true.
Carson Wentz got one too with Philly. Like he was in his 3rd year, or after his 3rd year, he got his extension with Philly too.
Right. I don't know. It's very easy that we could see a trade. If that is true, Zach Wilson going to Cardinals and then Murray to the Jets. The Jets are going to be looked as a bigger threat now. If that were to be happen,
Braden. Sorry.
Go ahead. Click on it, my bad.
If Kyler gets traded, go Colt McCoy.
I don't know, man. I don't. If they'll bring someone in, but here's the thing: if that's what they plan on doing, right? Like let's say that happens, and then they take, I don't know, Desmond Ridder, Matt Corral, in the 23rd pick.
Yeah.
You know, then you're going to be at a point where it's like, okay, well, this probably isn't our guy, or maybe he can be. I don't know. Again, I think they need another receiver there. They just lost what's his face to Jaguars, and the Josh Allen contract, I believe, hit.
Oh yeah, with Mahomes,
with Mahomes, yeah. So,
because they were in the same draft.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. I know we are more excited about the draft. I'm more excited about that. Are you? We might actually potentially do a watch party.
Yeah.
So apparently I'm on the cover of it.
I saw.
Tank put my face on the cover of it. So I was like, okay.
Doing your rock impression.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that's what we have. I know I've been slammed with things left and right. I know I've been trying to focus on this, but it's just one thing on top of the other, and it's like whatever. I'm trying to figure out my office situation here, trying to get things organized. So I'm trying, but I know that in the next couple of weeks, I need in the next few days, I have to determine more time. I'm going to be putting out more of the rookies, these 8 to 10 minute videos of the rookies we've already done before, but just cut up easier, kind of a breakdown. We skipped receivers 100%. If you want to watch receivers, it's going to be there. We had too many issues with the receiver era that we did in those 2 weeks. We kept getting flagged for almost all of it. So I don't even want to get into that. I think what we'll do is next week we'll do the last QB who essentially is one of my favorite QBs coming in. We'll just kind of break down the receivers of what we think. Ranking wise, we'll rank our positions on what we think is number 1, 5, or our best 5 coming in. If you want to do that, something like that, and we could probably do a draft as well. So more to come. So yeah.
And then we got mock drafts coming. It's gonna be fun.
Yes, 100%. Once the rookie drafts open, we are going to open our sleeper league public, and then so they can jump in and get in on the guillotine league, or maybe the build a block league.
You figured out how we're gonna make any of those work?
I know how the guillotine one's gonna work. That one I've done. I've done guillotine leagues before. They're very fun.
I meant more the building block one, but
the build-up block one, nah.
Like gonna be like a spreadsheet.
We're gonna wing it. We're
That's
gonna wing it, bro.
Well, I'll make like an Excel spreadsheet or something.
Make it work. Yeah, we'll make it work somehow. I know it's gonna be involved a little bit more. I might even just do 12 players, maybe 14. As much as I wanted to do 2 leagues, I think we'll only do 12, 14 just to get it started. Following year, we'll probably do a little bit more. And then it'll be a little bit harder because even though you won, you still don't know if you actually won because you got to compete against the other league's point. I will show it up on here, but that's future Martin's problem. Okay, let that guy deal with it.
Well, it's gonna creep up on you. You know, it's gonna happen.
It will, and you know what?
You're gonna keep going. It's future Martin's problem. Future Martin. You're like, oh crap, this is present Martin's problem now.
Hey, look, but we'll see. But even though it's funny because I think about these things and then I end up doing it, so we'll see. But yeah, and did you read this one? It's been.
I put it up, but I hadn't read it yet. But he said not sure why Kyler and his agent want his contract right now.
I think job security.
I think it is job security. I think it's because you look at like what some of these hire. Like we could go with like the Josh Allen, Carson Wentz because he was 2. I think Andrew Luck got it too. And they were like, oh well, after 3 years, these guys. Yeah, but with Andrew Luck, he like 3 straight 11-5 seasons. You're gonna sign that guy up. I mean, you do look at Kyler each year; he has gotten better.
Yeah,
I mean, you have that, but I don't know.
I wonder if it's just the team that they're not really building around him as much as they should be. I think like should have. Oh, okay. I feel like they've been focusing more on that defense, which is not bad, but I think they haven't been hitting on it. And God, if Isaiah Simmons does not do what he was drafted to do, I'm going to be a little irritated. He's supposed to be really, really good, and he's supposed to be the best coverage linebacker that came out of that class, and he hasn't really shown that.
He's talking about the timing. Like, why does he want it right now? When you look back, all those people who signed him did. Technically, I don't think they can extend him until summer. But I think he's mad because they haven't even like they actually threw a contract like before Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson signed their huge mega contracts.
Mm-hmm.
His agent sent the Cardinals a contract like for his extension, and the Cardinals like didn't even like look at it. So after
that's
2.
bad.
Yeah,
that's personal.
But look, then 2 mega contracts were signed, and his agent was like, "Oh, I'm going to take that contract back now. We're going to have to go back to the drawing board here." And I was like, "Cardinals, you messed up."
Yeah, no, yeah, big time, big time.
I was like,
that makes sense.
You know that contract wasn't nowhere near those 2 contracts.
No, that makes perfect sense. I mean, stupid.
So now I feel like they kind of dug themselves into a bigger hole.
Well, hey,
but there's still plenty of time. I'm not too worried about it, but keep hearing these things, and I'm like, why can't I just get a quarterback with no drama? Why?
Dynasty is a wonderful.
Don't make me roll out with Carson Wentz.
Hey man, you might, dude. You might. But
hey, I don't think it's a horrible option. We have like the easiest schedule, so
right. And I don't know.
We got to play the Giants twice.
How's your dynasty team? Like, do you have you don't have a first? Do you have a second?
I do have a second.
Okay.
And then 2 fourths. I don't have a third.
Oh geez. Geez. All right. Wow. That's very interesting. Yeah. But you had to do what you had to do in order to fix your QB situation. But I mean,
there was that, and then I traded for like 2 running backs.
True.
I got Connor, which cost me a third, and what's his name from Jacksonville, who tore his Achilles.
Robinson,
yeah. No, he didn't tear his Achilles, did he? That was Shark.
But Robinson
hurt his knee or ankle. Or
Robinson something. Towards the end, I think it was the last game or something.
Yeah.
But But I mean, either way, that's pretty much it. I will be dishing out more little smaller shows. We're gonna have more shows on Sunday. If you can make it, I think we're gonna do a mock draft. And yes,
Robinson.
We were saying it as he was typing, so it's all good. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be a little bit more mock drafts. I think we're gonna do the watch party. If we do the watch party, it'll be fun. I know last year we had fun. We'll do a little bit better this year than we did last year. Last year was our first one. It wasn't that great. I mean, it was fun. It was just we didn't interact much because we were just waiting and watching, and then we didn't actually talk about. So
it was his Achilles too.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
Now that
we're doing down in Jacksonville, but look, everyone's tearing their Achilles.
All right, look, God, I hope T-Law just balls out this year. The weapons that he had from last year compared to this year are way better. So a little uptick, but we'll see. All right. Anyways, anything else before we go?
No, I just wanted to talk about Murray. So,
all right, maybe. No problem. All right. Well, that's our show, and we'll say goodbye, Josh Allen, and next week or Sunday, join us for the morning spike. We're going to do the draft, and we're going to talk about, or we probably do a mock draft. Hopefully, talk more about other teams that we give ourselves. So we'll have a certain amount of teams to individual people. You'll have a couple teams. I'll have a couple teams. Brian will have a couple teams. If Braden can make it, he'll have a couple teams. And then we're just going to draft for that team as a mock draft. We're not going to do a fantasy draft. It's going to be a NFL football draft on where we think they're going to go, and then we'll discuss maybe some fantasy value.
And it's going to be like what you did last week. So, like, when my team comes up, I already know what players are taken, right?
Yeah. Okay. And I think what we'll do is we'll go through PFF. I think Brian pulled up something which is a little cooler on his end. It had pictures and everything. They did another thing. I did Draft Network. There's others out there. If I find another one, we'll do that one. We'll figure it out. But anyways, that is it. Again, thank you for who was there. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Braden. Thank you, Jimmy. It's always good to see Jimmy kicking and alive and giving us comments. But anyways, that is it. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you're at. This is Dynasty Pylon. My name is Martin. That is Mark, and I will catch you on the next one Wednesday as we talk about Sam Howell and anything and everything. We'll probably talk about closer to the draft on what we're going to do. So that should be interesting to do.
It will be the day before the draft, so it should be exciting.
Oh, yeah, 100%. All right, later.
Getting hyped when I aim up. Elevating that game up. Stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up in the place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate.